Tiny before.
What's happening? You alright?
I feel like why are we always surprised by the intro? I feel like we're always caught off guard.
Need to redo it though.
Yeah,
it's about 5 stone ago.
Wait, oh yeah, I didn't notice that. I feel like my
thumbnail's better though. Got
nah, it's
fix
better.
the thumbnails.
Nah, it's better. I think my beard was a little bit less strong as well in that intro.
Reckon?
I'm trying to go after what you've got going on really.
I see. I'm torn between going full like, is he a hillbilly, and not having it dragged through my soup every day. You know what I mean?
I think
like yours is like nice and neat and tidy at the minute. Mine's maybe a slight bit longer, but
it's starting to grey a bit.
When
it
gets, oh yeah, is it?
Are you gonna go silver fox with it?
Probably. And no, probably just look like undercooked in places. When it's long,
yeah,
it just gets in. It's in your cereal. Like you're constantly giving it that action. It's a nightmare.
Right, you kind of putting me off going it now. Jeez.
But Joe, what? Half of me thinks, do you know what? I'm here for it on a level.
Someone said in the comments that I'm on the pubic hair beard vibe. I think that is extremely harsh. Do you know when you're putting this much work into growing your beard?
Wait, hang on. What do you mean you're putting work into growing your beard? Do you know what work there is? Not shaving it. That's the work. There's no work. You don't sit there like that.
Listen, beard oil.
Fucking grow.
Listen, rosemary oil, beard oils.
Really?
Combing it to make sure that the follicles are like stimulated all the time. Do you know what I mean?
If anyone's interested, you'll be able to sell Ronaldo anything.
I mean, listen.
He's one of them fucking glowing red Iron Man masks at home. What you doing growing my beard? Fuck off, Ronnie.
Hey, listen, bro. We'll see in about 6 months' time, man. Do you know what I mean? It's time to elevate myself.
God.
Do you know what I mean?
Anyway, Notch says, shortest I've seen that beard since they had no beard in the first videos. Yeah, that was a long time ago now.
No, is it? It's quite a long time ago. Everyone says you look super trim. I think you've had that comment about 100 times.
Probably more.
And it's like, and you're literally on your way to doing some serious physical fitness as well. So you ain't messing about, you know. You're not messing about.
No. It's, yeah, I mean, I don't know if we talked about it on a podcast here or not. I spoke about it on, where was it? I spoke about it on Instagram. Like my plan for this year.
Yeah.
It wasn't a plan. Actually, do you know what? I'll let you in on a little secret. So I lost £100, right? Put 22 of that back on over Christmas, sort of deliberately because I was getting a bit lightheaded and that, and probably took it a bit too far. But most of that's off now. I'm back under 200. I bottomed out at 194. I'm at 198 now, so I'm not far off it. I've got 18 of the 22 that I put on off, but I feel like I'm leaner than I was when I was 194. My focus isn't the weight loss anymore. My focus is, you know, trying to run further, trying to run more frequently, trying to run faster, trying to get my weight numbers up. That was one of the reasons why I stopped dieting in December and went for it at Christmas, because I was taking plates off doing weights. You know what I mean? I'd got up to a stage and I was having to roll it back a little bit because I was getting weaker in the gym. So obviously I took the diet a little bit too far. Clearly it worked, but it wasn't sustainable. So at the minute I'm in a place where it feels like that's sustainable, but it's not the weight loss focus, it's the performance focus that I'm kind of pushing for at the moment. I'm looking at high rocks, looking at ultras, looking at doing a Goggins 4x48, looking at doing all sorts. So that's what I'm hoping this year is going to be. But I was at the physio on Saturday. That's been a big game changer. I've had physio probably 2 or 3 weeks a month for the last 6 or 7 months. And I was with him on Saturday and he goes, do you know what? I had a look at what you first said during you do your initial consultation with him. and you say what you want to be able to do. What do you reckon I said to the physio when I first went? What was I looking to achieve?
Marathon.
What?
Tough Mudder.
What? That's what you thought I said to him when I first went in June last year?
Oh, he probably said, I want to get to 180 pounds.
No, I didn't talk about weight with my physio.
Are you talking about physical feats?
No, I'm literally talking about like, so why'd you go to a physiotherapist? You don't go to a physiotherapist.
To basically be able to run 5k without your calves giving out.
I thought that's what I'd have said. I thought running, I want to be able to run, was what I would have said to him. Do you know what I actually said to him? Because he told me on Saturday and I was like, oh shit, we achieved that.
I think I've used up all my guesses.
I said to him, I want to be able to go down the stairs without holding onto the wall.
Go downstairs without holding onto the wall?
Yeah, so in the morning, I wake up really tight, or used to wake up really fucking tight, and I got a dog in it. Dog wants to go for a piss. Like it's an emergency every morning. So you can't potter around when you get up. You got to get up. And I used to wake up in agony with my feet, my ankles, my calves, and then go downstairs. And I had to hold onto the wall and like really slow myself down going down the stairs because I was in fucking agony. And I'd gone to the physio and said, I want to be able to like improve my mobility to the point where I can go down the stairs without holding onto the wall. And I was like, holy shit, no way. That was my goal. Obviously I smashed that. I thought it would have been running. Like running wasn't even in my fucking thought. And that's why I am running and I'm posting my running a lot, and some people are probably bored of it, and that's fine. But at the moment, I'm enjoying the fact that I can run, because I actually thought it was never going to be something I was doing again. Certainly not back-to-back days.
And this is obviously something that a lot of people will be able to see when you start posting this on obviously Howson's IRL, but obviously you've got a lot of reels going out on your on Instagram, don't you? Because some people are invested in this little journey you're on. And
the comments are sensational.
It is right we're speaking about it, because there's not a video that Steve does now about people making comments about his weight loss and this fitness journey that he's been on. So I feel like you're giving a bit of insight on how it's been for you, because obviously people do see the drop in weight, but people quite often don't see the work that goes in behind it, innit? So you're trying to almost like bridge that gap.
Yeah, well, the 100-pound weight loss video, I'll let you in on a little secret. That video, which we haven't shot yet, is not like a Rocky montage of my training program and diet. It's not. Video is going to be explaining how I got to that point. There was a lot of dominoes had to line up, and the journey started about 4 years ago, if we're being honest with ourselves. That was when that journey started. What people are seeing is the weight loss is the most visible external thing. But I mean, you've worked here for a long time. Like, my mental health has probably been really good for probably a couple of years, I would say, compared to what it was maybe when you first started here. So that was something that needed fixing. And it was a combination of that. It was a combination of the physio. Yes, it was getting off the Red Bull. That was a massive catalyst for stuff, which obviously we've done a video about that one. But there's a lot of reasons. And actually, there's been a lot of issues that took so much longer to fix than people want to say. And one of the reasons why we've not shot the video is, like, I've written all of the beats that I want to hit on the video, but it passes through a couple of years really fast. You know, think about when we went to Qatar and I was trying to go running in Qatar and I kept pulling my fucking calf after I'd done the 457 walk. You know, from that point there to be a guy that, you know, obviously I had to stop on Friday last week because I got ill, but to be the guy that can run, I ran 19 out of the last 20 days up till last Friday when I got ill, and I've rolled it back, and I haven't been at the gym since. I'm planning on going back in tomorrow because I've had a few days of being like on death's door, like. But yeah, it's one of those, man. It's been a lot longer of a journey than people want to attribute, because the way I'm sort of describing it is, I was running a race, right? You lot have all sort of tuned in on the last lap because that's when the weight loss has happened. But I've done 10 laps in the dark before you even knew I was running. And you're just seeing the last lap where it's all kind of come together. And it's come together quicker than I thought it was going to come together. But it is what it is. Daniel Berry says, far too much cardio, that. Well, The thing is, right, over Christmas...
resting is crazy important, though. Overtraining, overworking is definitely a thing. Some people think it isn't. It's just I'm working harder than you, but it can...
You can get to that. I didn't get to that. I just got ill, which might have been a compromised immune system, but it wasn't overtraining. I decided that it was over Christmas. I decided that a fit person would run 5k a day. So I was like, by summer, I'll get to 5k a day. Now I got there this month. I wasn't planning on doing it, but it's one of them. You know, I'll get back into it. I'll hit that 30-day of running. I'll hit it next month. I'll start it tomorrow and I'll hit it next month.
First, it's definitely an inspiring thing, and obviously people will be able to see a lot of that on Howson's IRL when those videos churn out. But take things back before people start moaning their socks off. We're going to take it back to the video. Obviously, we're talking about not just Dorgu, we're talking about Rashford. Obviously, United have just signed another Arsenal youth player in Ayden as well. But for me, I think it's only right that we speak about Dorgu because it looks like we finally reached some sort of agreement. It's Damasio.
Before, didn't you? He came down. Damasio.
It's Damasio, which is...
He wouldn't say done if it weren't done, though. He might link you.
He's...
Going in on a done's quite...
Do you know what I mean? So, like, if Damasio is basically said about an hour ago, and then Fabrizio's actually quote tweeted what Muppeteer said, saying the fee might be actually even less. And he says Manchester United and Lecce, I feel like I pronounce that wrong every single time, are defining the last details over payment terms for Patrick Dorgu on a deal worth 30 million euros base, with potential add-ons being 7.5 million euros, which is around 25 million pounds before add-ons. But Fabrizio has actually said that when it's finalised, it might even be even cheaper than that. So for me, negotiation-wise, it looked like Ineos have kind of stuck to the ballpark figure they wanted to. And I think Lecce have finally given in, where in the past, that's not something we've quite often seen from United.
Yeah, I think I was thinking about this yesterday with how we overpaid with Anthony, how we overpaid with Højlund. Yes, young prospects, Anthony less so, I guess, than Højlund. We absolutely did it with Casemiro. Wasn't a young prospect. It was mad fee at the time, but you know it turned out to be a good one for at least the first season anyway, because it was unreal, wasn't it, in that first season, Casemiro.
It's more the combination of the fact that Casemiro was £70 million, but then financially you take into account the wages he was on.
Yeah,
so it's like
from a PSR point of view, as we've seen in recent weeks, United are in the trenches with it. Like United now, genuinely, like there's a reason Ineos have gone and done what they've need to have done, and it's because of the financial situation that we find ourselves in. Why are we in this financial situation? Because we've done stuff like you're showing there. So us actually sticking to a what is a realistic valuation. There is an element of being unknown about Dorgu. He's exciting, but there's no guarantees he's going to come in and elevate anything. All we know is he's for sure. All we know for sure, you can speculate on what he might achieve, but all we know for sure is he will play that left wing back spot. How well he will play that left wing back spot,
we'll have to see. Obviously, you're getting trolled by Rio in the comments here, so that's what all people are paying attention to at the moment.
Yeah, my head is smaller. Rio's in the comments. Bored, are we?
Said Ronaldo, is you still sleeping? I'm actually not sure what he's referring to. Is that where was I sleeping a lot? Is that Qatar?
No, I think you're just looking at your face right now, I think.
He's not used to it. Do I actually look that tired still?
I was texting Rio during the game the other day, and I said, please, just whatever your analysis is here, just say that was fucking boring. He bottled it, so.
Do you know what? We're talking about figures now. We mentioned 30 million euros before the add-ons, which is 7.5. What do you reckon is going to be the reports when it comes to the figures from, as Rio's mentioned, the journals in England, when they basically always add on Sky Sports, definitely as well.
They'll say £37 million rather than
euros.
37 million euros.
Yeah. Mention his salary annually, probably.
No, I think they'll just round it up to 40 mil.
United signed
40
Patrick
mil.
Dorgu for £40 million.
Yeah.
It's probably what they'll say.
Yeah. 40 mil. Even though realistically it's probably 24. I think they'll report it at 40.
I don't mind the add-ons thing because add-ons means that the signing was successful.
Yeah,
especially if they're performance-based.
Like, look at Anthony Martial's Ballon d'Or clause. That was reported in everything.
Yeah.
And included. Did we pay 30 for him, but it was reported as 56? Something along those lines. It's insane, isn't it?
But I don't know. We're always reported a little bit different. Navy suits you, Steve. Thought he was in the army.
Who's let him have a beer on a Tuesday afternoon?
I'm not quite sure. Daniel Berry said the Muppeteers said the add-ons would be quite easy ones. Yeah, because the fact is we're never actually privy to what a lot of the add-ons are, because a lot of them will be performance-based. Some of them might be quite simpler to achieve.
Yeah, some of them might be Ballon d'Or. Some of them might be 20 appearances. You know, one of them is more likely to be landed than the other, isn't it?
100%.
You know, some of them might be goals. Like, yeah, add-ons are a weird one, man. I would love actually to get an agency that's done some of the weirder sort of contract clauses. Like, have you ever seen? This one was obviously an extension rather than a transfer, but have you seen Troy Deeney talking about his extension that he got at Watford? And he's like, I want that speed bump gone, and I want this, and that box is too small. Knock two of them together for me, and they were just like sound, done, sound. Like
there's certain players
that get into that.
There's certain players that get that luxury in it at clubs. When you're basically a cult hero or you're probably one of the best ever players, I feel like someone like Jamie Vardy at Leicester could probably do that. Because I've already heard that.
An ice cream van at training.
Yes, because I've already heard Jamie Vardy doesn't train as much as the other players. To kind of keep his fitness up, and obviously he had a hamstring injury issues, and he's getting a little bit older.
Ankle injury as well,
yeah, so
which is an issue. But yeah, like, you know, I would love to have known. Like, what's the top 10 maddest clauses that people have had in their contracts? And I'm not talking about like, oh, you know, I'm sure Messi would have had some banana ones, but I'm talking about like almost the quaint ones. Like, I think someone gets to go play paddle on a Thursday if they want to or something.
I think the clauses that Messi would have had in his contracts, the ones that, for example, he would have had probably shares in shirt sales, TV revenue.
Hasn't he got that with Miami?
Yeah, he's got that with Miami. Because it's fair though. If you're a negotiator for Lionel Messi, you know the eyes that he's going to bring. I think he's got all the leverage in the world to ask for that. I
mean, Beckham did a madness. Beckham negotiated his franchise fee for like 20-something million, but it's hundreds of millions for everyone else, I think. Joe, for when he got Miami going.
Yeah. And then also it's the fact that with his cachet and his status, he was able to. They wouldn't have Sergio Busquets or Luis Suarez playing for them if Messi didn't play there. So they've got to take that into account as well. But when it comes to, obviously they don't have the PSR FFP rules at all in it.
No, they have. I think if they spend more than, I don't know. This is the other American sports, and I don't know if it's the same in the MLS. If they spend more than what they're supposed to, they just have to pay everyone like a fee.
Is it so? In the
they
MLS,
make money, don't they?
In the MLS, is it like a cap? Because they have caps in the NFL and in the NBA, but I'm not sure whether the salary cap's the same in the MLS. I'm guessing it is. It's an American thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they love that.
It's the way of keeping parity in the league, though.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why, if there was a salary cap in the Premier League, for example, the Premier League would be a lot more even throughout the whole 20 teams.
Well, when there was a wage cap, I want to say it was someone like Jimmy Hill that was the person who ended up breaking that salary cap in the 50s or 60s. It was kind of notorious, early 50s and 60s, where like plumbers and stuff earned more than footballers. So footballers used to go out and say they were plumbers when they were on the pull on a night out. My, how the turntables, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, when there was a cap there, so when people look at like, why was it so impressive what Sir Matt did with the Busby Babes? Because there was effectively a salary cap in the league. There was a wage cap existed in English football, and despite the wage cap, he basically brought through a youth team that just fucking snotted everybody. You know, you can't look at things that the likes of Matt Busby achieved with the team that he achieved and put it over what Pep has done with Manchester City, because it's just not the same. Just is not the same. There you go.
Yeah,
Big T
Jimmy.
says £100 a week maximum. It was Jimmy Hill. Why do I know that?
Is that
What part of my fucking brain does that live in?
So many low IQ comments in this chat. I don't know how Steve Money don't lose their shit every time.
I do lose my shit.
Nah, I feel like I generally next FIFA, I think I see a lot of good comments. I think I pretty much use you as a reference for some sort of research information. There's always someone in the chat that knows something that we need to know or ask. I feel like.
Well, that's the whole idea of like, what is it? Hive mind.
Hive mind.
Yeah, socializing, research or whatever. It's mega.
Also, on the wages thing,
Yeah.
there's actually a tweet about it here from Sports Witness. We can talk for days about whether Sports Witness might be the most credible platform, but
used to be the most credible platform. Probably the heyday of the pre-COVID days, I think. I don't know if anyone left or whatever. But
saying that Patrick Dorgu will sign a 5-year contract at Manchester United, his starting salary will be worth £1.6 million per year and then £2.5 million per year in the final year of his contract, which is common sense.
Was that 35 grand a week?
I was going to say, that was what I was going to next ask in the chat. £1.6 million a year, how much is that per week?
I think it's about that sort of.
Quick maths.
Yeah. I think my brain ain't quick enough to do quick maths. I'm going to do that though. 30 grand a week.
30 grand.
Wasn't far off.
But then 2.5 million per year in his final year of contract. Everyone knows that incrementally a footballer's contract goes up each year anyway. Sometimes depending on, that's what the clauses will be in a contract, some of the add-ons. If United get Champions League qualification, they'll probably earn more. And there's different rises.
Well, everyone gets a 25% rise for the Champions League, don't they, supposedly?
That's not an incentive to fucking play better in a league, what is it? Especially with the bonuses as well, because bonuses in Premier League football, as I know, Bundesliga, La Liga, they're huge, especially for forwards when it comes to goals and assists. That's why they've become so GA driven as well. Because if you're playing and then you know if you score you're getting 30 grand for a goal, a lot of these ballers, they're living off their bonuses alone. They're laughing.
Yeah. Wage structure emerging, says Daniel Berry. Not bad. John says, Steve, knowing that shit tells me that if you opened a head with a tin opener, all you'd find is a ball flying around in there. I know a lot about a lot that I just no reason to know about. I don't know. I just pick up on useless information and it stays in there.
I feel like I used to be like that. You know,
especially for weird facts like
yeah,
that.
weird, interesting facts that usually there'll never ever really be a reason for you to solid on it. But if it's by the off chance it gets mentioned, you can talk about it. But
what was the first derby in world football?
Derby in world football.
And who was it between?
Milan derby.
No. Sheffield FC and Hallam Cricket Club.
Hallam Cricket Club football team.
Yeah, so basically Sheffield FC was the world's... See, they call themselves the world's first, but I don't think they were, right? And that's bold of me to just be like, well, I don't think you were. But there is an Edinburgh football club which has had rule set that's older. But anyway, they basically played each other. So they started a football club and they just sort of... they would play like... odd birthdays versus even birthdays. This letter of the alphabet versus that letter of the alphabet. They would be like blue bibs versus red bibs. They just played each other. So there was just a sports club for dudes who just played against each other. They didn't play matches because that wasn't a thing. They invented it, so there was no thing. And then they convinced the Hallam Cricket Club to make a football team out of their cricket team. And then he played them.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, do you know what's mad? Information like that, having that, which is pretty much useless knowledge, unless you end up on some sort of gaming TV show where that could be a question that could earn you 250k. There's no reason to ever know that.
Ronnie's on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Do you know what I mean?
And they're like,
he was the first derby in football.
You go,
yeah, I had no idea.
Fuck, let me ring it.
Would actually, do you know what? I've got quite a lot of people I could ring on phone a friend on. I can ring you, but I think Fingers ahead of you.
Who?
Joe Smith.
I think Joe Smith's a great call for.
Smith.
He's got big game experience on game shows, hasn't he?
Joe Smith is
Down with
definitely.
Kindle.
Nah, Joe Smith's he's first choice for that. He's like a fountain of random knowledge, The thing is with him, he's got a lot of random general knowledge that he's very good on, but he's actually just got like things that you maybe should know but don't. General knowledge as well. He knows that.
What would you do? What would your specialist subject be if you went on something like Mastermind or something?
Capital cities, maybe.
Really? Capital cities?
I don't know. Capital cities, sports, maybe animals, animal facts.
Animal facts?
I have no idea. Honestly, I think it won't surprise many people, but I don't think I'd do very well on a game show. I'm not gonna lie. I might be one of the first people to use phone a friend immediately. Just to get past.
Yeah, and what are you asking? The guy just asked me how I am. You fucking idiots!
Manchester.
Just phone a friend on asking me how I am.
Manchester Maverick says, "What's the capital of Australia?" Yeah, I know that one. That's Canberra. But that's one of the things that people think they catch you out with.
Yeah, there's a few little spots like that. Isn't the capital of Brazil called Brasilia or something?
Yeah,
it's not
Rio.
Not Rio or Sao Paulo.
Nope.
That's the only two cities people know though. There's a country that built a fucking capital city, but no fucker lives there. I think it's like Uzbekistan or something. Just built a capital city. They was like, right, fuck this, let's build a new capital city, which is nuts, isn't it?
So basically, the only thing you do there is land. Maybe on an airport.
It's like a dead ceremonial kind of sort of affair. No traffic and that.
Oh yeah, but anyway, before we go into the super chats, because we do need to address those. Obviously, with Patrick Dorgu coming in, I feel like we finish up speaking about him and then we can.
Yeah, well, look, I'm happy that we've got a signing.
An actual left foot.
5 that we fucking need.
An actual left-footed left wing back. And the thing is, what's annoying is Dorgu is one of those signings that should be coming in and being kind of not having the immediate pressure of changing life straight away. But we don't get that luxury. We literally don't get that luxury at all.
If he's not like a level up on Paddy Evra's peak, then people are going to be fuming by Friday.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to come in fuming, is it? Everyone's saying he's not...
No pressure, kid, but you better be fucking mint.
Yeah. You don't... Hey, you think you get a grace period at Manchester United right now? No, you don't.
Yeah. You've had it. It's over. I've not even got a tracksuit on yet.
I've seen people already seeing comps, and that all-action comp of 17-year-old Diego Leon against Uruguay under-20s 2 days ago, and people are already saying that he's right. And he's a 17-year-old kid. And he actually looked all right as well. He wasn't, do you know what I mean? But it's like, if he didn't look like an absolute world beater at 17, they've already packed it in. So I don't know. But I think we need someone, and he's not, for me, I feel like the rest of the season is going to be a bit of a gauntlet and a struggle if Dorgu's the only person that does come in, and it's looking very likely unless we pull something out.
Why can't we get someone in on fucking loan? Like, why can't we just get an old striker in on loan?
Talking about Nkunku, innit? Obviously, because we are going to lose Rashford.
Why can't we get a good one in on loan?
Because Rashford, we all pretty much agree we are going to lose Rashford. Where he goes, I'm not quite sure. Recent reports, even from today as well, are suggesting that he could very much end up at Barcelona. But they're going to have to pull 20 different levers, probably to make that happen. They're going to have to get rid of Ansu Fati. There's all sorts that they might be able to do.
Barcelona are wild. Barcelona, your mate who owes 30 grand to you, the rest of your mates.
And then puts her...
And he's the one asking if you're coming on holiday with him. What?
So he's the type of guy that's like, Barcelona's the type to own, 35 grand. Give him 30 grand and then put it all on black. On the roulette machine. Lose it
and be like, c'est la vie.
So I was just trying to make sure I got 60, so when I actually give you the money back, I needed a bit spare. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know what Barcelona are doing, but I feel like it could be looking like he's going to go there. A lot of people saying he wouldn't get in the team, and which is fair. Obviously, Rafinha's having one of the best seasons of any winger in Europe, and he starts on the left. He probably won't start ahead of him. Obviously, Lewandowski up front. You got Lamine Yamal. He probably will just get sporadic.
I don't know.
Substitute appearances, I have no idea. Rotation, but
a change of environment, you might see a different person. I think there's more gone on. I mean, there's rumours of what's gone on, but I think there's more gone on than we even heard of, because for him to have just be completely bombed out of the team in the way that he has been, like, this is beyond punishment. This is exile. So what we're seeing with him now is United just won't shut of him regardless. I think he still holds a reputation elsewhere, and I actually think there is a chance he gets it back somewhere else in a manner that I don't think he would get here, to be honest with you. I don't think he would turn it around if he stays in Manchester. I think he needs that shock of a new culture and a new environment, and you might get some out of him with that. And then and he probably will, and then everyone will be saying, oh, why didn't Amorim fucking keep him, and look at the goals he scored, and we need goals, and you just guarantee that's how it's going to work. Guarantee that's how it's going to work.
No, for sure. Do you know what? It's one of those, because it could end up being a Sancho situation from last season where he does go to Barcelona and he actually does look bright with some of the performances there, but then Barcelona find themselves in the Champions League final, which they're capable of. And then the whole rhetoric is going to be Marcus Rashford,
nailed on.
Champions League final.
United finished 12th.
And it's going to... I can already see it happening. It's the same thing with Sancho at Dortmund last season, but I think that's a chapter that definitely needs to be closed. And with him going and it being rumoured that United might take the money for Garnacho, it's becoming less likely. I don't see a world where United can do that, where they lose Garnacho and lose Rashford, even though he's not been here for a while anyway, and not sign anyone before the January's up. And we're talking about 3 days.
Dorgu coming alone is still crazy. And Nkunku is not the answer. Like,
we got no money, Steve. There's no money. Bread.
But I'm not on about us. I haven't once advocated for us signing a big money signing. I'm like, where's the loans? You know what I mean?
Do you really think United have never ever shown themselves as a club that have taken risks on floor raising signings, or signings that are going to be 15-20 million pounds or less, because the way we've been run? And also the fact that United, especially the fan base, are really, really flippant when it comes to performances early for signings. And I got criticised for something similar with Ugarte, but it's more, if you sign someone for 15-20 million, that's a bit of a project or a risk, and the risk doesn't pay off. The scrutiny is so much higher at Manchester United, from the media, from the fans.
Yeah, but we haven't even tried.
So I think we have. You know what it was? And then the one time we did do it was Bebe, like 10-15 years ago, and then that went
yeah, but was it
awfully.
Or was it? I don't know. All I'll say is, do you know what? There's a lot of rumours as to why Bebe was signed. Y'all go use the Google machine yourselves. Why was Bebe signed? Search Bebe, Manchester United, conspiracy. I'm surprised you don't know what that is, because that's right in your street. Do you not know what it is?
Nope.
I'm not saying it. So
if you're not saying it, I'm not saying it. I don't.
All I wanted to know was whether you'd seen it or not. If you've not seen it, you're not seeing it.
These mics a bit quiet. Apparently, it's been a couple of people.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All I'll say is, you go and have a look at that, Bebe. What people are saying, right? I ain't saying I believe it. I'm just saying there is a conspiracy theory about why Bebe was signed. Okay. That wasn't necessarily a gamble on someone a little bit on the smaller side.
Yes, the window's actually not. It runs until the 3rd, actually. I didn't know that. I thought it was ending on the 31st. But looks like we've got 6 days. So there's pretty much a week left. Deadline day week is pretty much what's on the thumbnail anyway. So we've got a week left. We've just signed. You know what? We're talking about Dorgu like he's the only signing.
Oh, come on.
Why are we lying? Why are we lying to the people? We have also signed
a kid from Arsenal.
Heaven himself. Do you know what I mean? How can a signing named Heaven go wrong? Surely. Unless you're an atheist, then you might not care for it.
Where's he from? What country?
What country? Heaven, I'm guessing straight away Nigeria.
I didn't want to say it.
That's obviously with a lot of Nigerian.
I love Nigerian.
A lot of Nigerian mates. That's the type of name. I feel like I've heard that name a couple of times before. I literally had a player that played for me called Heaven. Called Heaven, yeah. Support, but Heaven knows.
It's one of Jaden's mates.
Now with Heaven, Ayden Heaven, he's the second player that we've taken from Arsenal's academy, Hayland, which unfortunately is looking very strong right now with their academy prospects.
There's good academy players all over.
Do you know what I mean? Nah, Arsenal have got some sort. Arsenal have annoyed me with the fact that I don't like them anyway. Everyone knows that. And I'm always hoping that they fail. but for some reason, they always fail in the window, and they're quite frugal in it when it comes to transfers. So I was hoping that they can have a bit of a plateau, but impartially, with Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri, who's 17, 18-year-olds that have basically walked in and been first-team level players for him, I'm kind of salty about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's not.
It's also the other thing is like we didn't see Kokonki really given an opportunity, and he's basically going to come in above him now, isn't he?
Above Ayden Heaven?
No, above.
Yeah,
he's coming in above Kokonki.
That's another angle though. With is he going to come above him, or is because there's also rumours that Ayden Heaven sees himself as a midfielder, and that's one of the reasons why he's left Arsenal, because they tried to force him to centre half. You might actually be interested with the whole angle of it. Was he was a midfielder from the ages like 14, 15, but he's quite tall, 6'2", 6'3", and he was a midfielder, like one of those where he's big, powerful, good ball carrier, dribble past people, and then Arsenal centre half. But the reason why they did it is because, as academies do, the poorest part of his game was defensively, and he thought he didn't put enough commitment to that side of the game. He didn't use his size and impose himself defensively well enough. So they've done the whole, we're going to put you centre half so you learn the defensive side of the game a little bit more, because you're exposed to that a little bit more often, which is often. And then obviously I think he's then seen his arse with it over the past couple of years, and that's what's kind of forced him to leave, because he doesn't want to be a centre half. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, side joke just put Peter Drury, an angel fallen from heaven, destined to play for the Red Devils. Peter Drury has just shit his pants when he saw this news.
What's the heaven bar, that thing he said? Was it Martin Tyler when Vardy scored 11 in a row to break the record? What was it? Google. The call that he said, Martin Tyler. What is it's 11? It was the most energy Martin Tyler's shown in years. It's 11. It's heaven or something like that.
Ross says it's 11. It's heaven
for Jamie Vardy. Yeah, something like that. But I don't know. We won't know anyway. It's been touted. Basically, by the way, shout out to Finn, Academy Scoop, who got the exclusive on the Here We Go.
Well played. For
Ayden Heaven, which then 7 minutes later Fabrizio Romano tweeted as an exclusive for himself. But who's heard of Romano? We're gonna give you your credit though, Finn, Academy Scoop, because he's getting quite strong in the academy game now. He's got the intel. He's got the intel and knows his stuff.
So what happens? You put the work in, you get the.
He's putting the graft.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm in my own head with Nigerian names now. There's been some sensational ones.
No, there definitely is. But by the way, we've missed out on it, because it's always my job to keep this on track whilst Steve starts talking about Nigerian names, because some of them are amazing. By the way, we know some class guys that are called some. I've got mates as well that are like that, but we haven't actually.
There's a girl I know.
We've not read out the super chats. We've not read out the super chats.
There's a girl I know of, right, and she's about 6'5", right, that's big for a bloke, right? It's big for a girl. She's called Precious. There's another one.
Just because she's big doesn't mean she's not precious. By the way, and also someone said Frank F said he's English. Yes, he's English. He's born in England, but his name and heritage will likely be Nigerian. That's the whole point of it. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Steve said F the super chats.
we had one come. I think we trialled one this summer with Paddock, and it was a spectacular Nigerian name, and I was like, I can't remember his fucking name now. I can't remember his fucking name now, but yeah.
I can't remember.
I love him. I'm here for him. His shit where's called fucking Dave, innit?
Yeah, where's Dej, by the way? A Nigerian brother. He'll be downstairs giving us the intel. He's usually downstairs now, but he's not. Anyway, take it away, Steve. Super chats.
Steve, do I think the rumours surrounding Kobe up for sale are affecting his form and adjustment to the new system? No, I just think he's had a slow wind up into the season, really. You know, he's had an injury. He played a lot of football last year. He's had a lot to adapt to. You know, I think people are overlooking it. You know, he's still extremely young. I think people project the external stuff going on at footballers. Like, his agent might be working on a contract. Kobe probably didn't give a fuck about what's going on with his contract. You know, all of that talk about him going Chelsea or signing a new deal, this, that, and the other. He's probably had 2 conversations with his agent about it, and he's probably gone, "What's there? What's on a new deal?" And the agent's gone, "Cool, but I'm probably going to get you loads of money, so there'll be all sorts of rumours flying around with you moving elsewhere to shit United up," and he's probably gone, whatever. That's probably his involvement in it, right? So, is it affecting his form? Nah, players aren't. I think players aren't anywhere near as arsed about this shit as everybody else is. They know they're in control. They're in no rush. The Mank Executioner says, Milan are struggling to close out a deal for Santiago Jimenez. Is there any truth to the Højlund rumours? I know who our replacement would be. I think what Højlund rumours? Him going to Milan?
We're not signing Santiago Jimenez because we are not signing forwards from the Eredivisie. Do you know what I mean? I think the only one that's worked in recent memory that I can remember. You know what's interesting about that? One of the great, it's so to say, but one of the greatest centre forwards of this generation, one of Steve's favourite players, Luis Suarez, was actually signed from the Eredivisie. That's actually one of the few that's worked. I think Cody Gakpo's finally doing well at Liverpool, but outside of that, the forwards there don't usually translate too well. So Santiago Jimenez, from what I've seen of him, I don't think he's actually that good of a fit for up front for us either.
The one of PP says, who's the one player we need this summer and won't cost us a lot of money? I'm surprised PSG weren't calling when they heard Rashford is leaving. Who's the one player? I don't know if there is one player. A fucking guy who can consistently score 20-something goals. And I don't know who that is. Unfortunately.
Yeah, because even people like Sesko and they've still got raw traits to the game and are relatively unproven. I think the striker number 9 market's at an all-time low anyway across Europe.
Yeah. So it might be Gyökeres, but that might also not translate the greatest.
As S. Madison says, the striker market does stink.
It does stink.
And I think because
everyone's a fucking centre mid, man.
No, not that. I think everyone's a winger or an inside forward. I think when...
As we just proved, he's a centre mid. He's playing centre half. The ones that are a bit better with their feet, they're putting them up front, and the ones that maybe need to work on the defending, they're putting them in the back 4. Like, everyone's a centre mid. There's a couple of specialist wingers out there, but they're usually tiny and tricky. Like, everyone's a centre mid. It's a copycat league, and everyone's been had all the flair, had all the rawness taken out of them because they've been in academy since they were fucking 6, learning how to do everything flawlessly, rather than being crackheads who play on the street and keep the dog in them. That's what we need.
You know what? I think everyone wants to be a 10 or a winger.
Yeah, everyone's a fucking centre mid, man.
I think the winger market is one of the best. Is quite strong across world football in Europe, but it's always it's the strikers that's kind of where it's becoming less and less. But everyone wants to be out wide or an inside forward, or everyone wants
Madison
to be...
says Kane was the last top striker. He's not even a fucking striker, really. He's not a throwback. The guy, he thinks he's a fucking 10 as well. Yes, he can score goals.
The thing is with him is he's adaptable. He can do that, though. He can be old school. And when I say old school, it's more the fact that Kane waits for defenders to jump and then stands under them so that they land on the red. That I mean, that's the Kane special.
Peter in a super chat says, how good was Fellaini's chest control? Better than his feet?
He's like Didier Drogba when it comes to chest control, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no more Didier Drogbas, is there?
No.
You don't get that type of striker anymore.
Lewandowski's the last great striker.
Someone said Liam Delap. I think Liam Delap actually... What's annoying to say is Liam Delap was signed from Ipswich for, 22 million from City. And he's the same age as Højlund. And Liam Delap actually looks further ahead in his development. That's actually scary, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but Højlund was fully developed at 12. So there's a lot of fundamentals in your game that you don't need to pick up because you're just a bloke.
Mm.
You see that often when people have accelerated physical development, that they'll lack in some of the technical elements of the game because they've almost been able to bully their way through a little bit, and they don't actually learn how to use their physicality either. Like they learn how to compete by using physicality, but they don't learn how to use that physicality as well as people who've maybe been average in terms of size growing up, because they've really had to compete. And I think Howson suffers from that a little bit.
Because do you know when we talk about the lack of forwards and like footballers becoming like those winger forward hybrids and inside forwards, you're looking at two of the best strikers in the Premier League the past couple of years.
Shit, says even
You're looking.
Lewis was good then, man.
You're looking at Ollie Watkins. You're looking at Isak. They're two players that were wingers earlier in their careers.
Just.
So it's like
done deadlifts.
So it's like now, if you're a winger and you're slightly tall, you can be kind of moulded into that. But Ollie Watkins used to be like a bit of a left winger, and so was Isak. And then they went to the Premier League, become centre forwards, and then had the best periods of their career.
Yeah, Compost Murph Holland was didn't even know how to use his speed, completely wasted. And Paul says Ollie wanted Haaland. Yeah, I told him about him when he was like 5 mil, wasn't he?
Fuck, I don't know, man. Well, these players that went elsewhere for cheap prices, I reckon if they came to United, they just would have not turned out as good. I think that's my belief anyway.
Red Baron says, do I blame the system cancelling out strikers, or no one aspires to be one? No, I blame academies. I think academy football has prioritised like sound technical ability and almost everyone needs a ball-playing defender. Where do you get your ball-playing defenders from? Centre mids. And people want their forwards to get involved in the Harry Kane shit in link-up play. So they're attacking centre mids. So you're not getting your specialist centre halves that maybe like look at Michael, who plays for us, right? His weakness is his ball playing, but fucking Christ, can he defend 1v1, innit? He's got everything that you want to be able to defend 1v1. His weakness is playing out. But how'd you beat him? You're not beating him in the air. You're not beating him in a foot race. You're not beating him for strength. You're not beating him on those technical aspects of defending. You beat him by probably pressing him a little bit and taking the ball off him. But like, he's a proper throwback centre half. Where's the throwback centre forwards? And he obviously plays at level fucking 13, but he wouldn't have lasted in an academy with his technical ability. But fucking Christ, can he defend? So what you end up with strikers that are actually centre mids playing against defenders who are actually centre mids. So the skill level of strikers and defenders has dropped, because people talk about the early 2000s Prem. Look at some of the fucking strikers, from your Robbie Keanes and Defoes to Van Persies and Ruud van Nistelrooys and Thierry Henrys and your Drogbas and that still kicking about. Yeah, you got to deal with your Kubus and shit like that.
Kevin Davis.
Fucking come on, man. Torres.
Got players like, because then you got the strikers you got to deal with, like
Viduka,
your Kubu, and then you've got and then you play West Ham and they've got fucking 10-inch neck Marlon Harewood.
Yeah, even DiCaprio and stuff. Look at that shit. It's just everyone's become a copy for Tony Yeboah. That's nice, isn't it? But like, everyone's just become a fucking copy paste. Jimmy Floyd. Oh my god, yeah. Do you imagine what Jimmy Floyd would do to some of these centre halves? People want to talk about Van Dijk is the best centre half of this era, but it's the worst era. Like, he's not a patch on Rio or Stam or Vidic. He's just not, because he's not got the level of competition.
And so people could feel like he could surpass him, maybe. Saliba.
I mean, even him, like, I don't know if he could really fucking deal with that era.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
It's totally different.
Because a lot of the rating of defenders now is also their on the ball ability. Because for what you're saying about them defensively, a lot of the centre halves this era are better on the ball. Yeah,
they are, because they're fucking centre mids that got moved back. I mean, literally, where did Rio come from? He played centre mid. I think he did his FA Youth Cup final in the 10.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of that.
But he knew how to defend.
Townsend says Saliba's not very good on the ball.
Anelka played for Bolton, for fuck's sake.
That's a lie. Saliba's very good on the ball. Daniel Berry's more correct. One area of weakness for Saliba is aerial duels, he can get bullied.
Yeah, you imagine
that's why
Shearer or Kevin Davies.
That's what Gabriel is like. That's why Gabriel's a perfect partner for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways,
let's
call it a day.
You've got one more super chat first before you can call it a day, because I show appreciation to the commenters.
I can't see it. Scroll the chat down for us. I'll see it on that side.
It's that one.
One of PB says, Man United should send their undercover scouting force to South America and Mexico. Just go in the neighbourhoods and start picking up players for cheap. You can't really do that.
Can't really do that.
That's like saying, why don't you just go to Hough End on a Sunday? Like, you'll see all sorts going on in Hough End. Don't mean they're good enough.
And then, all right, let's go down.
Zlatan, what would Zlatan have done? What would a fucking 30-year-old Zlatan have done to Van Dijk? Come on, brother.
Yeah.
A lot of people saying Pogba. What's going on with him?
I don't know.
Surely not. Surely that's not the free transfer we're going to pull out. That's fucking bonkers.
Did you see my sweep?
No.
I might actually show you in a sec. It's quite funny. It's the
third time lucky.
Yeah, it's the Pogba links. Oh, do not push the button. And then the substitute.
I could do a 2-minute argument on why it would be the fucking best thing we could do. I could argue both sides. I could easily argue both sides.
Hey, see Daniel Berry's comment to the guy that's just picking up kids in.
Sounds like human.
It does sound a bit dodgy, like you think about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not talking about Pogba third time, man.
Nah. Trilogy and that. But
this time it's gonna work, honest.
Listen, we're calling it a day now, though. We'll call it a day. We'll finally end it. We've signed 2 players. Well, signed one, with one hopefully coming. See if we sign more.
Yeah, can we, please? What if that's the option? It's Pogba or no one.
I'm pressing
a button.
I'm pressing a button, mate.
It makes sense. He plays on that left-hand side. I could easily just do a 2-minute.
Adds a bit of physicality. I don't know, man.
Bit of height.
You'll get one world-class performance that no one else can drop in the team, and then you might get 12 shit ones after.
He was never that bad, but like he's been out of the game for, was it 2 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time out.
Class is permanent, man.
That's a long time out. That is a long time out. That. Oh God, I can't. No, let's wrap it up before I start convincing myself this is a good idea.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.